Tonight, the Rays return home to the Trop after a frigid 10-day road trip, which the Rays dropped 6 of 8. Tonight, right-hander Jake Faria goes to the hill against slugger Rhys Hoskins and the Philadelphia Phillies. Tonight, the Rays return home, and we welcome you to Tropicana Field. Interleague baseball on tap tonight as the Tampa Bay Rays play host to the Philadelphia Phillies. Hi again, everyone. Welcome to an evening of Rays baseball. Well, after a very disappointing road trip, the Rays come home. It's a 3-team, 9-game homestand looking for better things. Of course, number of new faces on this ball club, and when you're one of those new faces, BA, one of the things you want to do is get off to a good start, and through that short homestand and the road trip, Joey Wendle has certainly done that.
Absolutely. Opportunity is knocking, and Joey Wendle, since the calendar flipped to April, has really turned it on, and you're going to see why in these clips right here. A balanced, solid approach at the plate, taking the pitch that's away from him, taking it into left field. You want to stay down middle, he'll shoot you the other way, but guess what? You make a mistake out over, and he's strong enough and quick enough to get to it with power the other way. You can see 4 extra base hits, 3 runs driven in, a tremendous slugging percentage in his last 8 games at average approaching 400. And on the other side for the Phillies, Rhys Hoskins, and this guy is a slugger. Big guy, bigger swing, 6'4", 225, off to a tremendous start. 364 average, a couple of home runs, 9 driven in, and for him, it's about being patient at the plate and getting the ball in the air. So far, so good.
After a tough start in his last outing, this is a big start for Jake Faria. And when we come back, Michelle Margot checks in with tonight's Rays starting pitcher, Jake Faria.
Jake Faria looking to bounce back after a rough outing against the Boston Red Sox, where he only lasted 1 2/3 innings. And I was talking with pitching coach Kyle Snyder about what Faria has worked on. And he said they just went back to the basics. Here's Rays manager Kevin Cash.
I think getting back into a little bit more consistent routine. When he came up and had so much success last year, some of those things, little things, his alignment went by the wayside for whatever reason. But I know Kyle and him harped on doing things that allowed him to be successful in Durham and then carried it into the big league. So revisit some of those drills, that routine, a lot of conversations, hoping for him to have a good start.
Jake Faria hoping for an economical start today against Vince Velasquez and the Philadelphia Phillies in Game 1 of this interleague matchup. Dwayne Stats and Brian Anderson have the call. First pitch from Tropicana Field coming up when we come back.
We welcome you back to Tropicana Field. Jake Faria heads to the mound to make his third start. He'll do so against the National League Philadelphia Phillies. We'll take a look at the Philly lineup presented by your Southern Ford dealers. Gabe Kapler and the Phillies will have Cesar Hernandez leading off, playing second, then Carlos Santana. Odubel Herrera is the third place hitter in center field. Reese Hoskins hits cleanup. It will be Nick Williams, the DH tonight. Scott Kingery's at third. In the number 7 spot in right field is Aaron Altair. Jorge Alfaro is the catcher. He'll bat in the 8th spot. The shortstop, J.P. Crawford, will hit 9th.
Well, looking for a bounce-back start here tonight is right-hander Jake Faria. He's making his third start of the season. Probably pretty happy he's done with the Boston Red Sox, as he'll get a chance against these Phillies here as you look at his season numbers. But obviously, knowing what he did when he first came to the big leagues just a season ago, we all know what Jake is capable of, and the plan is to have him work to get back into that kind of performance sooner rather than later. Let's take a look at the defense and see how it's going to line up behind him here tonight. Brought to you by Gold and Diamond Source. And in the outfield left to right, we've got Malik Smith, Kevin Kiermaier and Carlos Gomez. And across the infield, third to first, Matt Duffy, Adani Echeverria, Joey Wendell, and C.J. Crone. Wilson Ramos will be behind the dish.
Then we're all set to play baseball. Hernandez, the second baseman, stepping in here, and there is 42-year-old Hollywood, California native Gabe Kapler, the new manager of the Philadelphia Phillies. 11 games into this season, and the Phillies are 6-5. First pitch of this game is a fastball from Jake Faria, and that's in there for a strike.
Well, and it looks like I've lost the first bet of the night, Dwayne, and that was it. I know that we're indoors, but I had Gabe Kapler with the Aviators on here tonight.
1-1. Well, the lighting's pretty good inside here, but maybe not that onerous that you'd require the Aviators. 2-1. Well, for Jake Faria, boy, a big outing coming off the one he had the last time when, frankly, and he was the first to tell you he was lost.
Yep. And that is a scary place for a pitcher to be. There's no question about that. He had 5 walks in that outing where he went just an inning and 2/3, no strikeouts.
And there's a strike to take the count full. And now he goes up against a team that is very deliberate up there. They'll take pitches. They're not going to swing. It's almost a headline story if they swing early in the count.
And that's what the game plan is going to be. And right here, we've got a 6-pitch at bat with a walk already. And this Philadelphia Philly lineup sees more pitches per plate appearance than any team in Major League Baseball. That is something that and it's not by accident either.
Yeah, just take a look at this. All of that is slow down, take it easy, take a lot of pitches, work the count.
Who's the first guy they signed in the offseason? The gentleman that's coming to the plate right now, Carlos Santana, and he is notorious for seeing a ton of pitches. He fits right into the plan.
And he takes the first pitch inside, a ball and no strikes.
Not off to the quickest of starts swinging the bat, but I know what he's capable of, and I'm sure those numbers will start to trend upwards here.
Popper back at first, foul, and cutting over there is Echeverria, who was pulled around to the right side with the shift. So Santana is the first out. Yeah, when you look at the Philadelphia lineup and the hitters in there, 3 players in that top 6 in pitches per plate appearance, and we saw Hernandez, who was second in the league, draw the walk, 6 pitches. Hoskins third, Santana 6th.
Well, that's something that this organization really believes in, is the grinding down of opposing pitchers. And the more pitches that you can get them to throw in one particular inning, they leave themselves susceptible to tiring. And that's when you can have big innings. And as Gabe Kapler said, big innings lead to wins. And at the end of the day, that's why we're all in this business, is to win. That's kind of that old school Boston Red Sox, New York Yankee approach. Wear down an opposing pitcher. Maybe not to get into the bullpen, just to wear him down.
Herrera, the center fielder, 1-0. And you know, the mantra for those teams, if you go back a decade or two, try to get that starting pitcher to 100 pitches early in the 5th inning. That's what they tried to do. And if they could do that, they felt as if they were on their way. It's almost more than that now.
Yeah, well, no doubt. And you know, a lot of the thought behind that was, well, that allows you to get into the bullpen a little bit quicker. And then people said, well, you know, the way that bullpens are being built now, we don't want to get into them quicker. But think about this: if you got a guy going 4 1/3, 4 2/3, and he's throwing 102 pitches, how many pitches per inning? and how many, you start to fatigue early like that, and all of a sudden in that third or fourth inning you put up a 3-spot, a 4-spot, and you're well on your way to victory. Who cares what the bullpen does at that point?
Maria behind Herrera, 2-0. And a little wide, Herrera helping the plate umpire Ryan Blakeney on that call, pointing that it was wide.
He was correct.
A 3-0 count. I mean, that's really getting into taking pitches when you're helping the umpire make the call. How serious.
How calm are you at the plate to do that? Yeah.
Now strike 3 and 1.
You know, it's interesting too, when you look at Jake's numbers against lefties, he holds them to a 174 average, but 27 walks to left-handed hitters since coming to the big leagues, and just 25 strikeouts. Make that 28 walks because he walked Hernandez to start this game and has fallen way behind here.
Foul back. That'll take the count to 3-2. Full counts on 2 of the first 3 hitters.
This is where, for Jake, early success will go a long, long way. Obviously, the leadoff walk, not ideal, but if he can come back here, get Herrera, get Hoskins, and get out of this inning, a big boost.
Three-two, right back. It gets through. Faria. There's the tag by Echeverria on Hernandez, so they get the lead runner. Herrera reaches on what turns into a fielder's choice. The Rays were thinking 2 with that one coming off the bat.
Well, you had a chance if Jake's able to flag it down. Maybe you get that runner at second, but it gets by him, and then it wasn't hit hard enough. That ball sounded like it got in a little bit on Herrera and jammed him, and he just missed that. He catches that, and certainly Hernandez was far enough off, they would have doubled him right off.
So 1-6 on the force of Hernandez. Herrera aboard, and here's Hoskins. A couple of home runs, 9 runs batted in. And he takes the first pitch for a strike. Pitch pretty close right there, and it's 1-1. Two outs, a runner at first. 1-1 the count on Rhys Hoskins. Hot shot foul toward the bullpen, and the bullpen safe right there with that kind of protection.
Boy, starting off this homestand strong. Hard hit, 1 hop.
Look at the Philly bullpen.
You know what?
You know, they didn't have a lot of confidence. They will now.
Interleague.
Yeah.
Not familiar with the Rays
right.
down the lines.
Didn't scout the guys down the line.
Kapler will be all over that. Gabe Kapler, Phillies manager, will be all over that tomorrow.
Runner breaks. The pitch is a strike. He tried to check but could not. Hoskins out of there. We're going to go to the bottom of the first. Rays coming in to hit. Denard Span, Kevin Kiermaier, and Carlos Gomez due up. Ford dealers, you're going to look at Denard Span. He'll be the DH, followed by Kevin Kiermaier and Carlos Gomez. C.J. Cron at first hits cleanup in front of Joey Wendell. Matt Duffy, Malik Smith, Wilson Ramos, and Adeiny Echeverria concluding the lineup here for the Rays tonight.
Well, Vince Velasquez is making his third start of the season for the Philadelphia Phillies. Even up record 1-1, ERA 5.19, but he is coming off of a very strong outing against the team from South Florida. Went 6 strong innings, giving up just 4 hits in 1 earned run and picking up his first win of the year.
Pitch is upstairs to Denard Span. Span hitting .212, but a .357 on base percentage. Tops in the RBI department with 8. Cut and a miss. 1-2. Two balls, 2 strikes. Velasquez is 25 years old. Phillies really like him. He has a strong arm. And I think the secondary pitches are starting to come around. Their pitching has been good. Their starters recently. There's a shot up the right side. Going to be foul. Span making a bid for an extra base hit. And that ball just foul. Last 8 games for the Phillies, their starters have put together a .287 earned run average.
With just a couple of feet, a little too quick on the heater. Yeah, these starting pitchers, Dwayne, they are on quite the run right now. I think that they've won 5 out of their last 6 games. And it all starts with starting pitching. They set the tone.
And a nice take there. The pitch down and in.
Fastball, curveball, slider, changeup. Changeup mostly to left-handed hitters, which is what you would expect.
And Span could not check and is out on strikes.
Boy, got him there on the off speed. The changeup down and away, and that ball well out there in front. You see the changeup grip, and it's below the zone, but because of the respect for that fastball, Span starts to swing a little early and can't hold.
Well, now Kevin Kiermaier. Kevin closed out the Chicago series, back in action. Was on twice with a walk and a single. Started the year 4 for 35. And it's a 1-0 count. Fouls a fastball back. Fastball out over the plate, but with pretty good stuff on it, mid-90s.
Yeah, you can see that Velasquez is a high effort guy. I mean, he really lets loose, a lot of effort in the delivery. And Kiermaier took a nice pass at it.
Fastball up a little more.
See, we've seen that a lot here the first couple weeks of the season against Kevin Kiermaier. Opposing pitchers really trying to climb the ladder with him with good velocity.
Now 2-2.
You know, once you're able to do that with a guy, you start walking him up the ladder and get ahead of him. Then you can take another step up there and see how high he's willing to go, or you can all of a sudden come back down with something soft. He's vulnerable both places.
And there's a cut and a miss. Well, there you go.
And you know what? And here's the thing. It was a poorly located changeup. They want that pitch down and away. And Velasquez kind of yanked it in, but the change of speed Watch Kevin Kiermaier swing. Just everything out of balance right there. Heavy uppercut.
Well, he's been in between and under in this stretch.
That's absolutely right. And you know what? It does not go unnoticed. And so this is where, when you talk about the game of baseball being a game of adjustments, the onus right now is on Kevin Kiermaier, because opposing pitchers are seeing the same thing. But that's the cat and mouse game, and that's why nobody is hot for 6 months. You have ebbs and flows.
1 ball, 1 strike. Phillies had a runner in the first. They left him aboard. A couple of strikeouts here against Velasquez in the Rays half. There's a high fly ball back into left. Hoskins is going to go to the wall. Will he have room? He does. A step in front of the wall. Towering fly ball to left. Hauled in by Hoskins on that drive off the bat of Carlos Gomez. Close. But room left for Hoskins. A sigh of relief by Velasquez. No score through 1. Has made a bid to get one out. It was caught against the wall, and now we go to the second. Nick Williams, the DH. First pitch fastball is a strike from the Rays right-hander Jake Faria. This one taken a little low. Foul back, 1-2. Williams, 24 years old. He hit 12 home runs with the Phillies a year ago. 10 of those off right-handed pitching.
Well, he's part of that young core that they're going to lean heavily on as they have rebuilt this team and really expect to contend this season. I mean, it was not too long ago that Gabe Kapler was talking about this team's going to the playoffs.
And strike 3 called. Williams caught looking.
Well, let's take a little inside look at Scott Kingery and the scouting report. Early payday. How about this? You want to know what a franchise thinks of you? How about they hand you a 6-year contract before you've played one game at the major league level? That tells you all you need to know about what Philadelphia thinks about him. And historic series. How about this, Dwayne? The last series starting on Monday. According to Elias, since 1900, this kid is the only major league player in the modern era to record his first career home run, first career grand slam, and first career walk-off RBI in a 3-day span.
Well, you get a big contract, a lot of pressure to perform, and he's taking it seriously.
But it's all downhill from there because no one else has done it. I mean,
and he's playing all over the place.
Yeah.
They saw him as a second baseman. He's played third, short. He's played left, played right field, third base tonight. Ground ball, that's going to be grabbed by Echeverria, and a nice pickup on the move and throw. Kingery is out of there, short to first.
You know what is really outstanding about that play is the internal clock that Echeverria has. Knowing that Kingery's going to be able to get up the line, and he had to go a long way, the ball wasn't hit that hard. If he waits at all or tries to set his feet, he's safe. But he knows I got to get rid of it in a hurry. And then needs a little help over there from C.J. Cronin, gets him by half a step.
Yeah, and there's a calculation going on. One way you could maybe make a firmer throw. The other way, not as much on it.
Right.
But you're getting rid of it faster. And that goes into that calculation and that whole time machine of making a play like that in the infielder's head.
And that's why, you know, whatever level that you're playing at, you have to understand who's at the plate, how well does he run, where am I going to go with the ball. You know, if it's softly hit and I know he's a good runner, I know that I've got to get to it and I may have to throw on the run and get rid of it a little bit quicker. But it's such a thinking man's game, and some guys, when you watch them day after day after day, which we've got to do here with Echeverria, have just a better feel for it than a lot of other guys.
Yep. 1 and 2. Echeverria has that great little time clock going in his head and great body control. It seems that at whatever angle you find his body, and now he's out after this one, going to be a fair ball just inside the line. And so Voltaire's out of there, and it's a 1-2-3 second. Crone, Wendell, and Duffy will be coming up in the Rays half of the second.
Well, new call-up Johnny Field was in contention for the last roster spot coming out of spring training, and he actually lost it to his college teammate Rob Refsnyder. And I was talking with him about talking to his mom and all that stuff when he got called up, and he said his mom was at work when he told her the news and she could not stop crying. Both of his parents are in attendance today, and he was saying how cool it is to make it up to the big leagues with the same team that he was drafted by. And Rays manager Kevin Cash said his right-handed bat will come in handy when they face some lefties in the near future, but as for today, he is available off the bench.
Here's a ground ball up the middle by the Rays first baseman C.J. Cron. The Rays get the leadoff man aboard to begin the bottom of the second. Look at Joey Wendell up there. The Rays little roster shuffle. Getting a right-handed bat and an extra outfielder on the roster. Well, Wendell had a very good road trip, trying to take advantage of an opportunity to get some playing time in the big leagues. Pitch is a strike. Wendell hitting .310 with a home run and 4 runs batted in. Fighting down and in. It's Wendell down in the count 0-2.
Good slider there by Velasquez. 83 miles an hour, and he got it right to the area that he was looking to get it to. You come with those breaking balls down and into a left-handed hitter, you had better execute. They roll in there. Those are the pitches that get hammered.
Fastball is down. 1-2. Fouled away. Fastball in on him.
Well, right now, Velasquez working Joey Wendell all over the strike zone, and it's probably pretty smart the way that he's been swinging the bat. If you're going to stay away from him exclusively, we've seen him have the ability to shoot that ball into left field. If you want to come in, you'd better get it in, because if it leaks back over the plate, he'll turn and burn on you. Using the whole field and having success.
Down and in. That one gets by Alfaro. Up to second base goes Cron, and the Rays now have a man in scoring position.
Well, the one knock on Velasquez, tremendous arm, emerging secondary pitches, but he can be inefficient. Here's a breaking ball working its way down and in. Joey Wendell not fooled at all by it, and he's going to take his base on ball 3 basically. I wonder if he tried to sell that ball hit him in the toe. Didn't look like it.
Trying to square that one away.
Yeah, not worth a challenge this early either. Maybe it did hit it. You know what? From that angle right there, it did clip the top of that toe. Absolutely.
Well, the Rays get a guy at second base and a hitter up here who's been swinging a pretty good bat.
Yeah, that's not a bad trade-off.
So it's a wild pitch. Ooh, pretty good pitch right there. And Wendell really on the change of speed as much as anything.
And watch Alfaro bring this ball into the zone. That's right at the top of the zone, but look how he kind of catches that with that glove on the way down. That presents it even better, and it's a borderline pitch that goes his pitcher's way.
Well, here's Matt Duffy. Strike the count on Duffy. Turn, nothing doing at second. Ducking back in, C.J. Cron.
I'm sure C.J. Cron is thinking, you do realize I'm more the power type guy, not the speed. Sometimes you'll do that when the pitch that you've decided to throw, you really don't want to throw.
Low and outside, 1-1.
Step off or, make a quick move, and all that is to just let me get off this rubber and rethink things. Go back and throw something different.
Trying to get the right feeling back. It's 2-1. Fastball off the plate in. Gives Duffy a good count of 3 balls and a strike. Yankees playing in Detroit tonight. New York hitting at the top of the third. Aaron Hicks was hit an inside the park home run. Now 3-1. Duffy takes it for a strike. Count is full. On deck, Malik Smith. The ground ball headed to short. Thrown back in at second, and the throw to first in time. So Crawford moving to his left. Cron got back to second, and Duffy is the second out.
Well, one of the early reports that we've gotten on this Philadelphia Philly team is that their defense is excellent, and they've been really thriving on the defensive side of things. And what makes that interesting is you've got a lot of moving parts. You already talked about the fact that Scott Kingery has done just about everything but pitch and catch this season, and so all of those guys moving all over the place, and they still are able to lock it down defensively.
Well, the one thing they found out about Gabe Kapler, he loves to mix it up, and it seems the more unorthodox, the more he likes it. And versatility, the new way of approaching this game, versatility is a big part of it. Gabe Kapler, even when he was here as a player, was embracing new ideas all the time. There's a base hit to the opposite side. Falls in there. Cron's headed to the plate. So's a throw late. And up to second goes Malik Smith. Now Malik drives in a run. Goes to second on the throw. Signal and a run batted in. And the Rays lead 1-0.
I've seen this an awful lot from Malik Smith lately, is going the other way. And he gets a breaking ball here that just hangs in the middle of the plate. Does a nice job of staying inside it. Watch him recognize that pitch, keep the hands back, and then fire him through the zone. Line that ball out into left field, and C.J. Cron running on contact with 2. And he's able to get in easily. The Rays lead early.
Wilson Ramos. Which is down 1-0. Well, mounting Smith with that base hit. Drives in the run. Now he's at second, and Ramos with a man in scoring position. Wilson 3 out of 8 on the year with runners in scoring position. Smith back in at second.
Now that made a little bit more sense. Malik Smith, known for his speed, and Velasquez, of course, keeping an eye on him.
You know, also in his career, Velasquez has been pretty good with that running game.
Yes, he has.
9 steals, 11 caught stealings in his career.
That's probably why he pays attention to everybody.
Lifted into right. Altair back toward the corner makes the catch. So the Rays pick up the go-ahead run through 2, 1-0. Toyota inside look up here on the Phillies' new skipper. Previous managerial experience at the A level at Greenville in 2007. Tigers picked him in '95, a late round pick. Holds a Texas Ranger record with a 28-game hitting streak. And now the manager here of the Philadelphia Phillies. Catcher Jorge Alfaro takes the pitch, and that's a strike.
Yeah, you know, an interesting career path for Gabe Kapler. You saw that season that he managed down at Greenville, 2007. He ended up playing 3 seasons after that. Okay, managing was fun, but I'm going to go back and play. I actually had a stint here with the Rays.
1-1. It wound up going to L.A. with the Dodgers in their front office.
There was thought that maybe when Don Mattingly was let go from the Dodgers that Gabe Kapler would fill that role. That turned out to not be the case, but here a couple seasons later.
Well, it's an interesting place, you know, Philadelphia to begin with. Their fandom is unique up there. They're going to let you know what's on their minds. And whether you're a traditional manager or one who embraces analytics and almost any new idea he is willing to entertain. And then to have some things happen, some miscommunication, and the pitching change fiasco, and there was nobody down in the bullpen, and things like that. I mean, it creates a firestorm of sports talk anyway. That's a strike called, and Alfaro is out of there.
Well, all of that happened when the season started. They were on the road.
Yeah.
So then when they came back to Philadelphia, opening day, and you're hearing a hefty number of boos.
Yes.
When you're being introduced as the manager, home opener. And then they booed him later in that ball game when he came out to make a pitching change, which you probably get to see an awful lot during the course of this series.
J.P. Crawford with the strike. Of course, I mean, you go back in Philly history. I remember later became Dick Allen, came up as Richie Allen, big power hitter over there, and played first base. And he got on their wrong side, and he's playing first base and just spelled out with his foot the word boo. And of course, that made the boo even more.
Have to try to bring some levity to the situation because, yeah, some of these fan bases can be unforgiving.
1-2 count on Crawford. Oh, so far, so good for Jake Faria tonight. 3 strikeouts through the first 8 men. Walked the first man he faced. The Rays got him on a force play. Fielder's choice. Now 2-2 to Crawford. Fly ball lifted towards center, and Kiermaier has to go to his left. He was shaded a bit toward left center and had to cover a little ground to catch up with that one.
That fielder's choice by Odubel Herrera that you referenced, Dwayne, it may have been the turning point, early turning point for Jake Faria, because you mentioned the leadoff walk, got Carlos Santana to pop out, but then fell behind Herrera 3-0. That could have gotten ugly. He ends up losing him first and second. You've walked 2, and here comes Hoskins. Instead, you get that fielder's choice. You come back to 3-2, get the fielder's choice, and then punch out Hoskins. And since then, he's been sharp.
Starts the second time through. Hernandez up here. A ball to no strikes the count. The outing Faria had the last time was a little disconcerting because he'd had a difficult spring. And so and then you have one of those pop up, and you start thinking, and everybody else does, what now? What's up with this? And what you're really hoping, and pitchers tell me they've gone out there sometimes and just lose any sense of what they're doing and how to do it. Just one of those starts that somehow you have, and you chalk that one up and get beyond it. And that's what the Rays and Jake Faria would hope he could do with this start. Just put that one right behind him.
Well, that goes back to the work that you're then going to put in between that last start and this start. And what are we going to focus on? What is the one thing that is imperative that we change? And it's getting him back in the strike zone. So is that something mechanically? Has it become a little bit mental? And we've talked about his mechanics before. They're so simple. They should be, in theory, easy and quick to fix. But something mechanical can become something mental, and that's what you were afraid of with Jake. And it looks like in the early going here, he's been able to sharpen some things up back to normal.
Strike 3. He gets Hernandez looking on a 3-2 delivery right there. That's 4 strikeouts through the first 3, and the Rays lead 1-0. on Fox Sports Sun is brought to you by W.B. Mason. Who but W.B. Mason, the official office supply company of the Tampa Bay Rays. And by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. And Andy Echeverria takes a strike to begin the home half of the third. Echeverria has more at-bats against Velasquez than anybody in the Rays lineup with 7. He is 2 for 7 against him. And quickly down in the count, 0-2.
Well, there was nothing much you were going to do with that pitch, and that's the slider from Velasquez that obviously when it's on, it can be a devastating pitch. Go with that curveball, the good fastball, the changeup. But you know, you see that pitch right there. He's trying to go up and away. It ends up and in, and that's been the one knock on Velasquez. A high effort guy, sometimes gets caught up into the looking to strike everybody out kind of mindset.
Big cut and a miss. Echeverria missed the mid-90s fastball. Strikeout number 3 for the Philly. Right, actually that's number 4. He had 2 in the first.
Yeah, look where the Alfaro is set up. They want that pitch middle away. That's where velocity helps. Miss all the way across the plate and end up picking up the strikeout anyway.
First pitch strike into Denard Span. Velasquez originally with the Houston Astros. He was drafted by them in the 2010 draft, and then in the minor leagues missed the entire next season with Tommy John surgery. They had him Span 0-2. And eventually got to the big leagues with Houston briefly in 2015, and then was dealt as part of the deal for Ken Giles. One and 2. Ooh, strike 3 called. Another fastball, back-to-back strikeouts, one swinging and this one looking.
Well, he did not miss his spot on this particular fastball. They want it away, and they get it away. That's a perfect pitch. A little help there from Alfaro. And he picks up the second strikeout of the inning.
Alfaro is looking pretty good back there, and he has an arm on him. He can throw.
Yeah, his glove work, the little sleight of hand has been impressive. Haven't seen him turn that cannon loose.
1-0 the count here on Kevin Kiermaier. Little tap right back to the hill. And a toss to first. 1, 2, 3. Go the Rays. On to inning 4. 1-0 Tampa Bay. Devil Rays trailing the Twins at home 6-0. Battle back to win 13-12 on a walk-off home run by Bobby Smith. And that came in the 14th inning. Smith's first major league home run.
Do you remember who he hit that off of? Because his reaction was priceless. I think if he could have swung at himself, he may have.
I'd have to think about that for a little bit. We might take another look at that clip.
And he knew it was going too. And it wasn't like that ball was more than a couple rows back at most, but the reaction to whoever threw that pitch.
Carlos Santana right now. Mike Trombley, the right-hander, out of the bullpen for the Twins.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, he was a feisty guy. That makes sense.
Fly ball, center field. Kiermaier is there waiting and makes the catch. Well, it's the emotion of both victory and defeat.
Yeah, and I've never given up a walk-off home run, and I can't imagine it would go too well for myself if I had, because you throw that pitch, you probably don't feel real good about it as soon as it leaves your hand, and then the crack of the bat, you know the game's over, and there's nothing.
Yeah.
That's awful.
Not a good feeling.
No.
You know, there's a situation where in an instant you've given up control. You're out there trying to control every element that you can, and all of a sudden that's gone, the game's done, and see ya.
Yeah, and everybody's celebrating around you while you've got to make your way in, and oh man, yeah, not too good.
The only control you have left is self-control. Sometimes that's a great challenge. 1-1 to count. Two balls and a strike. Strike call to Herrera. Squares the count, 2-2. Bruce Hoskins on deck. Phillies have some good-looking young talent on this club.
They really do, and that's why I think that Gabe Kapler is so bullish on their chances for success. Where after, some rough waters that they went through early in the season, he said, "Listen, we're going to make the playoffs."
Take a look at this pitch from Faria. I mean, that's that split that he has.
Boy, that's a great shot of it too. Right at the very end, just as the swing is coming through the zone. It's a little bit early, and that ball's a little bit south.
Guys in the truck, on our crew, all over it getting a shot like that.
They've been off for a while. Now, maybe not the guys taking the pictures here. They've been off for a while, but even our truck, that was with us on the road. They took some time off on that road trip, but everybody's bringing it here tonight.
Well, a little cold on the trip. Everybody's thawed out, feeling good. 0-1, and Hoskins sends it into right, and battling the bank of lights out there is Gomez to make the catch. 1, 2, 3 inning for Jake Faria. Through 4, he's been right on. With exclusive on-field seating. Where? In the Papa John's bullpen box. Host your group in this private party area. Just steps from the Rays bullpen. Reserve the Papa John's bullpen box by contacting Group Sales at 888-FAN-RAYS. Email groupsales@raysbaseball.com. Gomez lifts the first pitch he sees end to right. Ball caught out there. One pitch, one out in the bottom of the fourth. Underway. Altair making the catch. Going to get C.J. Cron to the plate. Pitch to Cron is a strike. You know, Velasquez spent some time on the disabled last year with something that, you know, for a pitcher, you'd be really concerned. With the middle finger on his pitching hand, there was a vascular issue. So you start talking about blood circulation, you know, in the area of your fingers, and they trace that back to a problem in the upper arm with the blood flow, and so they had to correct that, and he was on the disabled list to have that surgery. But back and he's on the ball good tonight.
Yes, he is. He's moving that fastball around. Good slider. Seen some good changeups to lefties.
Cron sends it up the right side. That's going to fall. And one hop out of play.
Well, you know, you look at his two starts, and his first start of the season, that's the one you want to get off to a good start. He went 2 2/3, gave up 9 hits and 7 runs. Now, only 4 were earned, but not exactly the way you want to start the season, but rebounded nicely in his last one. He's been able to carry that over here and throw the ball effectively tonight.
Well, his challenge, Cron takes it down. He's always had that overpowering fastball, like a lot of pitchers who have that great arm. Then it's what do you do to complement that? And that's been the challenge.
Yep.
And the Phillies feel if he can continue the progress he's made, he's still only 25 years old. They think they have a guy who could give them a lot of quality innings and a good rotation.
You think about Aaron Nola. You think about the late signing of Jake Arrieta, who Rays will see in this series.
Foul back. Yeah, Arrieta scheduled to hook up against Chris Archer. That'll be tomorrow.
Well, they feel like they've got a shot. Going to have some young players come through and have nice seasons, but they feel like they're perfectly capable of doing that.
Hard hit ball and past the diving Kingery into left. Cron is 2 for 2. He opened the second inning with a base hit, eventually scored what to this point has been the only run of the game.
And Velasquez has just not been able to find anything to get C.J. Cron put away. And that's a hanging breaking ball, but he's seen the ball well out of Velasquez's hand. The 2 breaking balls that he's seen that have been up in the zone, he's hammered those pitches.
Now here's Joey Wendell. Boy, he had some very good at bats on the road trip. It was encouraging to see. Takes the pitch down. Ball, no strikes.
He's getting a chance for some extended playing time. You know, when you think of Brad Miller going down with an injury, Joey Wendell is going to be out there at second base against most of the right-handed pitchers that the Rays face. So he's been able to be out there.
One hop to second. Hernandez steps on the back. Throw to first is not in time. Velasquez hoping to get the double play. He was ready to head off the infield. A close play at first. Wendell beat the throw in.
Boy, that is some hustle up the line by Wendell, because this should have been a double play. And right here, just takes a hair too long. And Wendell, look at that. He goes right to the front edge, and I mean the very edge of the bag, and gets the toe down. That's absolutely the right call. Look at him low fly that foot into the front of that bag. That's great base running.
That's hustle and smart base running. Matt Duffy.
It was almost like he was willing to trip over the bag. You see a lot of guys when they reach out with that leg for the last step, it's high. He deliberately kept his foot low, almost willing to just hit the front edge, and if I trip, I trip. It's pretty good body control.
Take a look out of the box and down to first. He's hustling his way down there. Beat the average. Toward the line and right. Altair drops it. That's a fair ball, too. And let's see Wendell. He's going to try to score, and he scores, but it's not going to count. Duffy out trying to move up to second, and boy, oh boy, Wendell had a full head of steam. He was going to score easily. But on the play at second base, Duffy is called out. And out comes Kevin Cash to talk this one over with Ryan Blakeney. So now the
fair ball. Did they get the tag?
There were a lot of elements potentially in there.
Well, they did get the tag, and they got the tag before Wendell was able to cross home plate.
Yes, they did. So Duffy is out, trying to go to second. Still a 1-0 game. By Duffy, dropped by Altair. That went for an error, but then Duffy was out trying to move into second, and that play was completed before the Rays could get a run. So it's 1-0. Williams fouling one away. Takes the count to 2 strikes. Nick Williams up here, the DH, leading it off. Line drive, base hit into right. Gomez making the pickup. Big turn at first. They're going to hold Williams to a single. He put on the brakes. So Williams is aboard, picking up the first Philadelphia hit. And we'll check in with Michelle.
Thanks, Dwayne. Well, BA, I know that you love when I do the 3 things to know about certain players. So if you can guess, very economical so far, Jake Faria. Here are 3 things to know. Number 1, growing up in Southern California, his family had season tickets to the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. Number 2, he modeled his delivery after former Angel Jared Weaver. And number 3, his mom and stepdad were power weightlifters at one point. It's pretty interesting, guys.
I'll agree with that.
Yeah,
there was a lot of good tidbits there.
Yeah. I mean, that's going deep into the family there, that last one.
Well, that's the thing. You finish it off with the one that makes you know the jaw drop. Okay, you lived out in the Anaheim area, you're a season ticket holder. You're obviously going to have a favorite pitcher. You look at Jared Weaver, you say, I can kind of do that. There you go. Mom and stepdad, power weightlifters.
Yeah.
Well, I know where they work out then when they come into town.
You're right there.
Well, there's a lot of power weightlifters where I like to frequent.
Really?
Yeah. A lot of them. It's pretty intimidating.
It's pretty heavy.
Yeah. Yes, it is. Very heavy. Much too heavy for me.
1-1 the count on Scott Kingery.
It sounded a little bit, Dwayne, that Michelle kind of took a jab at him.
Oh, snap throw to first. They got him. Picked him off first. Williams cut off first. Crone put the tag on him. And so that erases that leadoff base hit. Boy, nicely done. Take a look at this.
Got to be careful. Oh, look at that. He anticipated contact. Didn't see the ball down. Anticipated the ball being put down. Starts towards second, and that's all it takes. Nice job of C.J. Crone, all 6'3", 250 of them getting in the way.
Yeah, a little trouble finding the tag. Well, Williams had trouble finding the bag, and the tag came first. So that erases the runner. Two now. It's popped up. Foul ball coming straight back and into the upper deck.
Yeah, getting back to the Michelle thing. There was a little
jab, you think?
I think
Yeah.
that you know, I mean,
she's feeling comfortable enough to mix it up now.
Yeah. Well,
that's good.
Did you feel the same way when she?
I thought maybe. Yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah. But that was good. Slight edge. Nothing wrong with that.
No, that makes for a fun season. Got to be on your toes.
All about the edge. Ryan Yarbrough up in the bullpen for the Rays. The lefty down the right field line. And a cut and a miss. Kingery is out on strikes.
Well, you can feel the confidence level of Jake Faria growing in this ball game. Has settled in nicely. The off-speed pitches have been good. He's been able to command the fastball. Saw the good split that we were able to, you know, highlight. Good slider there to put away Kingery.
And look at the pitch count. Pretty good. 18, 17, but all the others really low, and nothing really atrocious there in terms of pitch count. So overall, very good outing. Fastball right there at 90 for strike one. Aaron Altair up the middle, and right there is Wendell. Go to first. That takes care of the Phillies in the fifth. Bottom of the frame coming. Rays lead 1-0. The Rays Sunday. They'll celebrate the life of Jackie Robinson. Rays host the Phillies and have special pregame events honoring Jackie Robinson's legacy. Also a special ticket price. 2 press level tickets for only $42. First pitch. Alex Smith sends one high to center, not overly deep. Take a look at Malik's. I tell you, there's always something going on. Kind of a little hesitation in the middle and then a collapse on that fly ball hit to center.
I mean, he swung so hard that the back foot just came unhinged. I'm watching Carlos Gomez swing the bat, go down to one knee, big swing. Why not?
Wilson Ramos under this one, skying it toward the line and left Hoskins covering a little ground. A lot of time. 2 gone, so a couple of quick outs.
May have been some wagers going down in that dugout. Okay, who's going to listen? The Philadelphia Phillies starting pitchers have done a great job in this stretch that we were talking about, keeping the ball in the yard. One of the best in baseball. And the boys down there making bets who's going to hit the first home. Because Malik Smith swung like he wanted to go out of the yard. Wilson Ramos just took a big, giant rip.
Yeah, Gomez thought he had one in the first on that fly ball to left.
That's right.
We had a couple of those for Carlos Gomez recently. Now Echeverria takes a strike. One and one. Around the knees right there. A sharp breaking ball. Denard Span on deck. Did he go? He did not for the second straight time. Velasquez was hopping off the mound and ready to go to the dugout, thinking he had strike 3. Take a look. Oh, he probably did. Look at Velasquez. You can see ya. Oh, wait a minute. What? I'm still here.
He's wondering why are you even asking?
And now he just missed down at 97. Just missed. So he's out there 3 pitches now and he's thinking, what do I have to do? And he winds up walking it. Well, Echeverria will take a walk. 2-out walk here, and Denard Span will get up there. Well, that's one of the things that from time to time Velasquez has been challenged with. Not to let something like that be a distraction.
You see him shaking his head right there. He's still thinking about how that at bat got away. He may be right, but you can't be thinking about it now and trying to make a pitch. That's where you get yourself into trouble. And you talk about an inning getting quick on you and speeding up on you.
Span twice has been victimized by the strikeout against Velasquez tonight. Takes these 2 pitches out of the zone, down and in.
Well, now you're looking for 1 pitch in 1 spot and put a powerful swing on it. Can afford to get picky here.
first. Back in, Echeverria. Yeah, these are really opportunities for young players, in this case a pitcher, to grow through a situation like this. It's really how you have to look at it. And he's way behind Span, 3-0.
You could see when he was looking in for the sign for the first pitch with Denard Span that previous at bat was still bothering him. And now look what he's done. Now you've had 3 misses, that last one being the worst of the bunch, and you're in a really tough spot.
And he finds a zone, 3-1. Kevin Kiermaier's on deck. Rewand is popped up left side. That's going to stay fair. And the Rays are out in the 5th. No runs. Man left. We go to the 6th. It's 1-0 Tampa Bay. Series, we're through 5, and the Rays out in front on the strength of Malik Smith on a 2-out base hit in the 2nd inning, hitting C.J. Cron across the plate. And Jake Faria recovering from that outing on the last road trip. Tonight, 5 innings. He's given up the 1 hit to Nick Williams in the 5th. Only 1 walk and 6 strikeouts. He got 69 pitches through 5. Here's Jorge Alfaro, the catcher, to lead it off. And a first pitch strike. Crawford next, and then Hernandez. Two. Faria came out, walked the first man he faced. Went 3-2 with him. Left a man on base in that inning. Then gave up a leadoff single in the 5th. And his battery mate, Wilson Ramos, picked him off. There's a wave and a miss, and Alfaro with a toss down to first. His strikeout number 7 for Jake.
You know, and Jake's done a great job tonight pausing over the rubber before he's delivering that ball towards home plate. There's the breaking ball down below the zone to get the strikeout. But watch how he gathers himself on the rubber right here. Everything not falling. Remember when he's been having his problems and missing the strike zone, that front side would start to fall towards home plate just a hair too soon. And then all of a sudden the release point gets thrown off. Doing a great job of gathering himself before he starts his drive towards home plate, and everything has been on time. That's the big difference.
Breaking ball lifted back into right center field. Gomez on the run. It's going to be over his head and bound off the wall. Crawford's on his way to second with a double. So Crawford with a two-base hit becomes the first Philly base runner to reach second base tonight.
That curveball, you see the great look at the grip right there, and that pitch right on the outer third, just above the knees, and tremendous plate coverage there by J.P. Crawford to get out to that pitch and get enough on it to get it over the head of Gomez out there deep into right center. Pretty impressive piece of hitting there by the Philly shortstop.
So the top of the order, Cesar Hernandez due up, switch hitting second baseman. Ramos taking some time out there on the hill. Blakeney had already gone out there to check in, and here comes Kyle Snyder, the Rays pitching coach.
You know,
and the Rays have Alvarado getting loose in the bullpen.
And this is what you wonder, because at first they had Ryan Yarbrough, the lefty, ready to go. But now with the game, you know, we talked about this in the pregame, with this game kind of hanging in the balance, tight, getting late, you run out the Wilson Ramos to delay just a little bit. Then you bring out Kyle Snyder, and let's see when he gets back to the dugout if Kevin Cash doesn't pop himself out there. But you definitely give Alvarado a moment to be able to make a few more pitches.
Well, the Phillies have a couple of switch hitters at the top of the lineup in Hernandez and Santana. Hernandez, 0 for 1. He has walked and struck out in this game. Two balls, no strikes. Jake misses upstairs to Hernandez. It's 3-0. Ball 4. So a double and now a walk. 2 men on with 1 out in the 6th inning. Santana will be the hitter, and here comes Kevin Cash. Santana, switch hitting first baseman, due up. And a call to the bullpen brought to you by the Florida Lottery. has over 70 unique scratch-off games. So add a little play to your day with one of these games. The Florida Lottery, it's your ticket, claim it. Must be 18 or older to play. Play responsibly. Well, a big step forward for Jake Faria tonight. 78 pitches.
Yeah, tremendous bounce back outing here for Jake Faria. Seemed to be well balanced all night long and really got the whole arsenal working. We saw some good breaking balls, some good split changeups, fastball to both sides. There's that changeup down and away to Herrera. Breaking ball right there to Kingery. Another one right there. Pick up another strikeout. He really put forth a great effort here tonight. Needs a little help from the bullpen, but unscored upon thus far.
Carlos Santana will turn around to hit right-handed with the lefty Alvarado in the game now. And he goes after this one, pops it into shallow right. That ball bounces over the head of Gomez, picked up by Kiermaier. Throw to the plate is going to be up the line. A run will score. Crawford crosses the plate. Hernandez goes to third. And Santana on that short fly ball winds up at second base. And boy, that's unfortunate for the Rays. It ties the game. And when that ball bounced over the head of Gomez, the Phillies knew they had a run.
Well, a good job by Kiermaier to back it up. And here's the ball right off the end of the bat. J.P. Crawford getting a tough read on it, wondering if that ball is going to be caught by Gomez. And did you see the direction that ball bounced? You know, new turf here at Tropicana Field. You can hardly put this on Carlos Gomez. Watch this ball. He's lined up to play it, and it just takes a bounce directly to the right, and it gets by Gomez. That, you put that on the turf, not on anything else. And that allows Crawford to get around there and score. He's lined up, and that ball, look at that ball just take off on him. That's not his fault at all.
No,
great job by Kiermaier, though, to back it up and get that ball back in.
You're right about that. That ball takes a normal hop. The best the Phillies have are the bases loaded.
That's it. Absolutely right. And it just kicked. You can't anticipate that. You cannot cover for that.
Well, you've seen a bad hop base hit. That's really a bad hop RBI.
Double.
Yeah. I mean, he winds up at second. Hernandez goes to third. And here is Herrera. A cut and a miss. A 1-1 ball game. Official ruling on that, a base hit for Santana, a run batted in, and second on the throw. Ninth run batted in. Wave and a miss by Herrera.
Well, you need the strikeout here with these runners on second and third, less than two. Now that you put yourself in that position, it's time to go for it. There's the slider. A good late action on it. Everything with Alvarado has an edge to it. Throws the fastball hard. The breaking pitches are tight and hard.
Tap, that one ties him up. I'll tell you, Herrera, good young hitter, and last year actually hit a little better against lefties than righties.
Well, he's really last few seasons has put together some nice offensive seasons for this Philadelphia ball club. I'll tell you what, though, after that last fastball, 99 up and in, you think, boy, the breaking ball down and away, he's got him set up for it.
Fouls one away.
Got his work cut out for him in this left on left matchup.
His fourth season. Second and third. One out. Phillies have tied the game in the sixth. Did he go? He did. He's out on strikes. Alvarado gets a very big strikeout right there.
Well, and a nice job by Ramos keeping that ball close by. Breaking ball in the dirt, goes too far, and you see Ramos down and blocking, keeping it right in front. Well done all around.
So that's the second out. They will walk Hoskins intentionally, so he's waved down to first. The bases are loaded with Nick Williams due up. Williams had a base hit in the fifth inning. Fouls the fastball. That one in there at 99. Foul back, strike one. And Williams last year in a limited number of at bats. I mean, 84, that's a pretty good number. Hit 274 against left-handed pitching last year. Oh, 2. Tough to handle that pitch.
No, with the way that Alvarado's been throwing the ball here, the last couple of hitters, Philly's best chance at offense is a wild pitch. I mean, really. Fastball has been pegged at 99. The sliders have been sharp.
And he got it. Struck him out. Boy, what a great job by Jose Alvarado there. 2 big strikeouts. Phillies leave 2 men on. They score the tying run, and Williams didn't have a chance. Nice job of the young lefty. Southern Chevy dealers by Kubota. For more info, log on to gokubota.com and by your local Ford dealers. Kevin Kiermaier is going to lead it off against Vince Velasquez. Kiermaier trying to get something started, and a tie game 1-1. Boy, what a job turned in by Jose Alvarado to limit the damage. Kiermaier fouls it back. 1-1. Now the Rays have had base runners in 3 of the 5 innings pitched by Vince Velasquez. Pitch is up. Now it's 2-1. A wave and a miss.
Able to expand that strike zone even behind in the count. The old 2-1 changeup.
Oh, what a great pitch that is.
That's the equalizer, especially when you can come with it behind in the count. You know, and then all of a sudden, even that swing right there, Kevin Kiermaier feeling for that baseball, not swinging at it aggressively. That's what those 2-1 changeups will do. Now you just kind of cast out there and you're kind of feeling around for the baseball.
Now the cut and a miss on the fastball came back with 95 and strikes him out.
Well, the back-to-back changeups and then the fastball up and away. You get him in between those swings. Swing gets a little bit long and that ball is up and out of the zone.
Here's Carlos Gomez. A couple of fly ball outs, including one deep to left that Hoskins caught right in front of the wall back in the first inning. It's fouled back for a strike. Up the middle off the glove of Velasquez. Throw to first is going to be in time. Ball headed up the middle and Velasquez threw that glove out there. And Hernandez, the second baseman, made the pickup. 1-4-3 on the out.
He saved himself a base hit there, Dwayne, because you're going to take a look at Crawford right here. And he's well on that shortstop side where he actually should be. Anyway, that ball off the glove. If it doesn't get off the glove, it squirts into center field.
Want to know the count to C.J. Cron?
Yeah, that was Cesar Hernandez that made that play. I've got, I'd see this is the trouble with my book, Dwayne. You know my book's bad. I got Scott Kingery playing third and second. He's quite the versatile player.
He can play all over the place,
yeah.
And you've just proven it.
I'm watching that replay. I'm like, that's not Scott Kingery, but I'm going to go with it. Like you told me, if you just keep going with it, then people will buy it.
That's right. Just don't break your rhythm.
Yep.
Okay.
They just
It's like pitching. You get into that rhythm, you stay with it. With a broken bat, a little popper. Cesar Hernandez out there for this one. So it's a 1-2-3 inning for Velasquez. We go to the 7th, 1-1. tomorrow on Rays Live, the pregame show presented by your Gulf Coast Honda dealers. We'll hear from Chris Archer. He'll be on the mound for the Rays on the night when the Rays celebrate Carl Crawford's time here with a Carl Crawford bobblehead night. Jake Arrieta goes up against Chris Archer in the second game of this series tomorrow. New pitcher for the Rays, their third of the night as we move into the seventh. Chaz Rowe makes his 8th appearance.
5 innings of work, 6 strikeouts, just 1 walk. See an awful lot of the slider.
Facing Scott Kingery. He takes a strike. Kingery so far in 2 at-bats, 0 for 2.
He'll be hitting in all 3 spots this inning, too.
Just to follow the theme. That's a strike. Popping out of the mid of Ramos. 0-2. Here you go. Take a look at this one. Try to catch this. Much less hit it. Try to catch it.
Look where he started. And takes it all the way to the edge and off the end of the glove. I mean, these things they're like fighter jets.
And, you know, you have to give, in this case, the plate umpire, Ryan Blakeney, some credit for calling that. There's another one that just disappeared. I mean, those are amazing. But Blakeney never gave up on that, even though it was not caught cleanly by Ramos on the second strike. That's concentration by the plate umpire.
And how about this? Look where Chaz Rowe set up, right in the middle of the rubber. And there's that pitch you're talking about, strike 2. Now look at this. The very next pitch.
Well, anyway, on that last pitch, so that he was in the middle of the rubber on the strike 2 slider. The strike 3 slider, he was on the far third base side of the rubber. And he's been known to do that here, jumping all over the place on the rubber. You really got to keep your eye on where he lines up. And he, you know, some guys you've heard of doing that, you know, maybe right-handed, left-handed. He'll do it from pitch to pitch. Now look, all on the far third base side after the previous pitch was right in the middle, just to create different angles with that slider.
Got a 2-strike count on Altair. Looper into shallow center. Wendell's out there from second base to make the catch. So 2 gone.
I don't know if I've ever come across somebody doing that in the midst of an at-bat, moving around the rubber like that. But
hey, whatever you can do to get an edge.
Think about it.
Give them a different look.
You think about the way that he sweeps that slider, take a little bit off, sweep it a little bit bigger, and then you're moving around on the rubber, creating different angles.
Jorge Alfaro, the catcher, 0 for 2 so far tonight. There's a strike fastball. That fastball in at 94. And that's a little soft base hit the other way. Defensive swing, but he got it through the right side. How about this? Alvarado and Rowe together have made 17 pitches since entering this game. Everything in the strike zone. 17 straight strikes for the bullpen.
Wow.
2-out single by Alfaro. Well, you know, you get away with that and have an intentional walk because you just wave the guy down to first. You had to technically throw 4 before that out of the zone. Now you don't.
Right.
So they've got this streak still going.
Yeah, well, it's, you can thank pace of play for that.
Yeah, it's really working out. Strike 1 to Crawford. And that's going to end that streak. 18. Count is now 1-1 to J.P. Crawford.
Just because he could.
Ground ball headed to Wendell, and the toss to Echeverria. Top half of inning 7 is complete. 7th inning stretch time, 1-1. On Fox Sports Sun is brought to you by your local Toyota dealers. Toyota, let's go places. And by your local Honda dealer. Ball game heads into the bottom half of the 7th inning. Rays will have Joey Wendell to lead it off. Sergio Romo throwing in the bullpen for the Rays. Toby Milner up in the Philly bullpen. Actually, that's Luis Garcia. Garcia is throwing in the bullpen. Have Milner, the lefty, stirring down there, but now it's Garcia, the right-hander. Wendell here with a count of 1-1. There's Garcia. One and two. Swing and a miss on the fastball up. Wendell is the first out in the 7th inning.
And sometimes you just got to tip your hat to the pitcher. That was a well-executed sequence by Vince Velasquez, ending with this climbing four-seam fastball up and in. Shooting right at those knuckles. Able to get it over.
Matt Duffy fouling it back. Duffy looking for his first hit. Velasquez out here still throwing hard in the 7th inning with action in both bullpens, so it figures he's going to air it out.
Yeah, you know you're coming down to the end of your outing. You're in a tie ball game late, and every pitch is about everything that you've got left, and he has shown that the stuff hasn't dipped at all.
No, first 2 pitches to Duffy, 94 and 95. 7 strikeouts, a walk, 3 hits, a run. One and 2. Vince Velasquez, 25-year-old right-hander out of Montclair, California, went to Gary High School, one of our favorite high schools.
He's in the stands tonight. Gary in the stands.
A ball, 2 strikes. Foul out of play. Well, Jake Faria gave the Rays 78 pitches, 50 strikes for 5 1/3. Alvarado outstanding in his stint. Chaz Rowe very good in the 7th. Velasquez has been very good for the Phillies. Ground ball back toward the middle, going to skip through and into center field. Right over the glove of Vasquez, right over the bag at second, through into center field.
Pretty impressive the way that Matt Duffy was able to get up on top of that pitch. Watch this ball running up and in, and he just swats it. Gets it by both the pitcher right there, that ball middle of the plate up, but got on top of it and hammers it through the middle. See if the Rays now can continue the momentum of that base hit. Try to take a lead.
Well, Malik Smith, who's driven in the only run for the Rays, that came back in the 2nd. Pitch is low. Ball, no strikes. It's a strike at the knees. One on, one out, 1-1 the count. All down and in, 2-1. Well, both these pitchers have been very tidy in their pitch count, and Velasquez still working here in the 7th inning. Just about to hit the 90 mark in pitch count right now. A strike on the inside corner, and it's 2-2.
How about that? The high water mark in the 2nd inning with 18, but very economical all the way through for Velasquez.
Alex lines it, hits it hard the other way, foul. Out of play. There's some nice gestures down there in that section by fans of all ages there. I'm sure that youngster eventually got a souvenir.
Repping the Super Bowl champs.
All 3 ball popping away, and now a quick throw down to first, and Duffy's back in.
And you know what? Boy, just to the naked eye, it looked like that ball was saved by Blakeney, the home plate umpire, yanking a fastball, yeah, by the glove. And what a fortunate bounce there, or fortunate
Yeah, and a great catch by you, I'll tell you. And now I think they have a little equipment issue for Alfaro. Be sure and watch every out-of-market regular season game live at home or in the office or on the go with MLB.tv. Your subscription includes MLB At Bat Premium, allowing you to watch live baseball on your favorite supported devices. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.tv for details. Count is full here to Malik Smith. Moved to first and thrown it away. Duffy's got to head to second and stop there. Well, the Rays get a break right here. They get a man now in scoring position on the error charged to the Phillies.
Well, Velasquez trying to make a move here in this full count. Listen, he's yanked the last couple of fastballs towards home plate, and he yanked that throw right down into the dirt, and it got by Santana. He was wondering the same thing that we were wondering up here. Are the Rays going to put Duffy in motion in this full count with just one out? But he pulled the throw.
3-2 to Malik's. Ground ball right side. Hernandez handles that with a toss to first. Duffy advances over to third. He's there with 2 outs. Wilson Ramos is due. Gabe Kapler is going to make a pitching change right here. So it'll be a 6 2/3 outing for Velasquez. And the call's going to go to the bullpen. Brought to you by the Florida Lottery.
Vince Velasquez comes into this ball game, had a nice outing his last time out, and then continued that right in here. And we saw a little bit of everything from him. Good velocity on the fastball, anywhere from 93 up to 97. A couple of different versions of the breaking ball, the slider, the curveball, good changeup. He moved the ball around the zone. You see he was able to bring up a number of strikeouts against this Rays lineup, but leaves with a runner on third here with 2 down.
Luis Garcia is the new pitcher. Wilson Ramos swings through that opening fastball at 96. And he's got more where that came from. He averages over 97 miles per hour with that fastball, Garcia. 31 years old. It's wide. And it's 1-1.
Almost a strikeout an inning. 8th appearance. Big body. pitcher. You know, powerful guy, 6'3", 240.
That's ball 2. 2-1. He started in the Dodgers system back in '04. Adam Morgan down there in the bullpen. Fouled back. The fastball up at 97. He's got to the big leagues of the Phillies in 2013. A limited stay. '66 games last year. He was in 72 games 2 years ago. Ramos with a full count. Duffy at third. Ground ball outside of third, down toward the bullpen. Ramos lifted a fly ball into right field with Mounting Smith at second base in the second inning. So Wilson is 3 for 9 on the year with men in scoring position. Up here now with a full count and a runner at third, 2 gone. Tie game 1-1 in the 7th. Tapper, that's going to be foul. See a hard throwing right-hander. Fly ball lifted into center. Herrera tracking this one. Into the glove it goes. No runs. 1 hit, 1 error, 1 left. We go to the 8th, tied 1-1. Interleague play tonight. The Rays playing host to the Philadelphia Phillies. We've gone through 7, tied 1-1. Velasquez and Faria, the starting pitchers, both pitch well. Out of the game now. Will not figure in the decision. And the Rays call upon their fourth pitcher, Sergio Romo, making his 6th appearance. And he faces the top of the order. Cesar Hernandez got the bat back as he shortened a bunt, takes the pitch for a ball. 1-0. Faria 5 1/3, Alvarado 2/3, Rowe an inning. And now it's Romo. Down to second base. Wendell has it. 1 up, 1 down. That'll be Carlos Santana. Romo last worked an inning and a third Monday in the White Sox series. Gave up a hit, struck out 3 and walked 1. And he throws the first pitch strike into Santana.
Well, it's been all fastballs here. Sergio Romo obviously known for the breaking ball, and he's got a couple different versions of it, but heaters here tonight early against these left-handed hitters, and he has put them in some great spots.
There's a bunt attempt with the shift on, and Santana trying to get himself aboard with the bunt.
Well, there's Duffy right there. And a ton of room on that left side, and so you could understand, you know, late in the game, trying to get a base runner and get something going.
1 and 2. Each team with a run on 4 hits. He's charged with a couple errors tonight. It's fouled straight back. Thought he might have had a strike there. Ryan Blakeney did not agree, and the count is 2 and 2. That was close, huh?
Yeah, and he just starts that thing so far off the plate. As a hitter, you're not going to go after that pitch. You can't.
A little number, just a little piece of that one bounding straight back.
Well, thus far, Sergio Romo has been able to locate his pitches very effectively, staying out of areas where he can get hurt. Trying to get these left-handed hitters to reach and try to pull the ball right into the teeth of the defense.
Here we are, 2-2. Ground ball. It's picked up by Wendell. And another 4-3 on the play. Second baseman Wendell to the first baseman Crone. 2 up and 2 down in the 8th.
Anytime that you can go down and away from a hitter and he wants to try to pull that ball, that you couldn't ask for anything more as a pitcher, because there's very rarely are they going to be able to ever do anything with that.
Odubel Herrera up here. It low and inside. Herrera has 1 official at bat against the Rays right-hander Sergio Romo, and he has doubled. He's 1 for 1. Now the count is 1-1.
This is the changeup. Herrera trying to get out there and even pull that pitch.
And now there's a strike. Started way wide and caught enough of the plate. 1-2. Look at him here. Look at how far outside that is, and then the late movement.
And he has been really locked in with everything here tonight. Great locations.
Number, third base side. Duffy on the barehanded attempt and cannot field it cleanly. A challenge right off the end of the bat, a little number. And Duffy with that one shot to barehanded. It's an infield hit.
Now the accidental going the other way, and not a lot on it. Well, eludes the hand.
And that will get the power of Rhys Hoskins to the plate.
Sergio Romo, how about that? Basically saying that, I mean, poor contact. Don't deserve a hit.
Hoskins 0 for 2. He was intentionally walked in the 6th inning. A lob to first. Phillies 11 of 16 in the running department. Herrera 1 of 1. And a very close pitch right there. And I think Romo would have loved to have had that call down and away.
Well, he's been good down and away to the lefties and going down and away to the powerful Hoskins, the right-handed hitter. And this is not that far off.
Fly ball center field. Kiermaier's going to go to the track. He has room and makes the catch to retire the side. No runs, a hit, 1 left. We head into the bottom of the 8th inning. Rays will have Echeverria, Span, and Kiermaier due up. Started. Luis Garcia, who got the last out of the 7th, begins the bottom of the 8th with a pitch upstairs. Out of the zone, and it's 1-0. Echeverria has struck out and walked. Rays with a run on 4 hits. Their run came in the 2nd inning, driven in by Malik Smith. Pitch darts in there. Shot, that ball's hit almost directly to Herrera. You talk about positioning a guy defensively. That was perfectly done.
And by the way, he's not shading into right center a little bit. He's almost all the way over in right center. You can see where he is at. Are you kidding me? I mean, that is well off traditional center field, and yeah, that's perfect.
All right, enough of that. One out, pitching change coming with Denard Span due up. The lefty will enter the game. Anchor the coverage. We'll have the Kevin Cash press conference, and Michelle Margot has interviews from the clubhouse. Denard Span due up. Ref Snyder will pinch hit against the lefty Morgan. And the pitch is a strike. The pinch hitter. Ref Snyder, he's shown a good eye up there. Worked the count. A look at another one, 0-2.
A couple of good breaking balls here by Adam Morgan, who's now on for the 8th time. He's worked 6 innings with 6 strikeouts, also 4 walks.
27-year-old lefty. Snyder out on strikes. Oh, 2 gone, and now it'll be Kevin Kiermaier.
And those followed up by 94 right off the edge, just below the knees. A perfect fastball there by Morgan.
Down and away. Alex Colomé up in the bullpen for the Rays. Two-0. Ramos up in the bullpen for the Phillies. Kiermaier falls away from that one, holding up, and it's 3-0. 3-1. It's Gomez on deck. Morgan a year ago held lefties to 193 average, right-handed hitters 276, gave up 10 home runs in relief. It's the breaking ball in for a strike.
Yeah, you could tell that reaction by Kevin Kiermaier. Morgan really swept that pitch a long way across the plate, kind of froze Kiermaier. Look at the action on this. First look at that and then try to hang in.
And there's ball 4. Fastball, he missed with it. So 2-out base runner for the Rays. Rays have Carlos Gomez due up, and out pumps Kapler, and we're going to have another pitching change here in the 8th. We'll be right back. Call to the bullpen brought to you by the Florida Lottery. Pitcher of the night employed by the Phillies. The Rays have a runner at first with 2 outs, 7 appearance for Ramos. 5 innings and a couple of walks, no earned runs, 5 strikeouts. First pitch is in there for a strike.
Boy, really starts closed off towards home plate, working from the third base side of the rubber, and Kevin Kiermaier with speed to burn over there. You wonder if they're going to challenge Ramos at some point here with 2 outs.
There he goes. Pitch, a swing and a miss. There will be no throw. Ball popping away from Alfaro. And a stolen base, first of the year for Kiermaier. He's now in scoring position.
Question answered.
Quickly so.
Yeah, 1 pitch to kind of get a read on him, and pitch number 2 off and running. Now you need some help and need to be driven in.
And this one's going to get through Alfaro, and over to third base goes Kiermaier.
Or maybe another one of those.
Take that.
You got a feeling that Ramos is going to prefer the slider here to Gomez. He came with another one, this one a little further down in the dirt, and it sneaks through the 5-hole. 90 feet away.
Rays would certainly take another one of those. 2 the count to Carlos Gomez. It's popped up on the right side. Santana is there, makes the catch. The Rays get a man as far as third, leave him there. We go to the 9th, tied 1-1.
Stepped up in this one. Jose Alvarado coming in a tough situation. He's able to go, well, the bullpen in itself goes 2 2/3, followed up by Chaz Rowe. He comes in, moves all over that rubber, a good slider. And then Sergio Romo, I'll tell you what, his outing, he had one pitch that was they were able to take a good swing at. Other than that, he was absolutely pinpoint, and that'll get it all the way out here to Alex Colomé as he comes in the top of the 9th inning and needs to put up a 0 here for the Rays.
Colomé to face Nick Williams. Fouling that first pitch away, mid-90s fastball, 95.
And boy, a tight game. Jake Faria started it off, threw the ball extremely well, and then all of a sudden Kevin Cash goes to his short relievers, his 1-inning guys. Everybody thus far has done the job.
One and one. The pitching has been spot on tonight. Strike 2. Well, the bullpen collectively leading up to Colomé, 35 pitches, 29 strikes. How about that?
Yeah.
29 of 35.
And you know, and good strikes, not just strikes for pitches out over the plate, but boy, they were on the corners, top of the zone, just below the zone. They were pinpoint.
And a cut and a miss. So Williams is out on strikes. The 11th strikeout for Rays pitching.
There's that little cutter slider hybrid. An interesting grip on that pitch, but when he gets it down in the zone, you get more depth to it. It looks like a slider. If it's a little further up, it really looks more like a cutter.
Scott Kingery, 0 for 3, takes a fastball at 96. Kingery retired on a good play by Echeverria back in the 2nd inning. Struck out swinging twice since then. 2. This one shot back toward the deep part of the ballpark. It's going to one-hop the wall, picked up by Kiermaier on an 0-2 pitch. And Kingery shoots a double into center.
When he got up on top of that delivery there by Alex Colomé, you had Kevin Kiermaier shading more towards right center field. There's the four-seam fastball up, and he gets up to it right about letter high. Well, you don't see that too often. Usually these pitches beat hitters, but boy, a great job there by Kingery getting to it. Going to split the defenders, and Kevin Kiermaier basically calling off Malik Smith here. Stronger arm, and you want to keep Kingery at second base.
Aaron Altair. Pop-up foul. This is going to carry out a play. Strike 1. Altair is popped to short. Had a ground ball handled up the middle by Wendell, and then popped out the window in short center field. Cut the miss, 0-2. Top of the ninth. 1-1 ball game. Phillies with a man at second. The only other time they've had a man in scoring position was in the 6th. They got a double from Crawford. He scored, and they left men on the bases. Stranded 2. Now a ball, 2 strikes. And the 1-2 about to be made upstairs. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Change the eye level and then go right back down with that cutter.
Come out. Altair out, number 2.
Well, didn't exactly go down, but he did come with the cutter, and this thing stays really middle of the plate up, and Altair swing, big swing underneath.
2 gone. Here's the catcher, Jorge Alfaro. Cut and a miss.
These guys just continue to pull off that pitch. Swings get big, they get long, and you pull off. Pitch right here is right out over the plate.
Phillies 1 of 4 on the night with men in scoring position. The Rays have gone 1 of 7. And now it's 0-2.
You can't do anything about that one. Alex Colomé finding a great location just off the edge of the plate. Good luck with this one.
Stepping back, Alfaro. What a stop right there by Ramos on that pitch, darting down and away to the right-handed hitter Alfaro.
Can't even get out there with the body, so you got a backhand.
Kingery the runner. 2 gone. Alfaro the hitter. Piece of it foul. Came in with 95.
And that may do nothing but set up the next cutter away. You get a guy looking out there, you keep going further and further away with that pitch, then all of a sudden 95 in, you tie him up, get him thinking about being quick again, and let him pull off this cutter down and away.
We go, 1-2 again. Ground ball headed toward the hole. That's going to slip through into left, and the go-ahead run will score. Kingery scores. Alfaro got it in between Duffy and Echeverria, and the Phillies take a 2-1 lead.
It's the location of the pitch, Dwayne. The idea was sound, but watch where the pitch ends up. On it down and away. Nope, that ball's going to stay middle in. Maybe in off the plate. Able to pull the hands through, and instead of pulling off that pitch, he pulls it right into the hole. And the deflection there by Duffy eludes Echeverria. Rays can't keep it in the infield, and the Phillies take the lead.
Now J.P. Crawford. Crawford fouls the first pitch back for a strike. Well, that ball perfectly placed for the Phillies. Just getting it through the hole on the left side. Third RBI of the year for Alfaro. Crawford takes a strike, and it's 0-2. And a cut and a miss. Crawford strikes out. 3 strikeouts in the inning, but the Phillies score the go-ahead run. Crone, Wendell, and Duffy due up for the Rays. Fish Grill fresh catch of the game. This one that sneaks its way through between short and third off the bat of Jorge Alfaro.
Yeah, and from the Rays' perspective, it's the fresh non-catch of the game. Like we've seen that ball at least knocked down and kept in the infield, but just perfectly placed. Rays infielders did everything they could. That ball found its way into left field, and now the Phillies just 3 outs away from a win in this ball game. But you're going to have to go through the middle of that Rays lineup.
Well, Hector Neros will be the new pitcher. Ramos, who pitched a third of an inning, actually made 4 pitches, becomes a pitcher of record for the Philadelphia Phillies. And C.J. Cron will lead off here against Neros. Pitch is upstairs. Ball, no strikes. Neros 28 years old. Had 26 saves last year. 16 of those came over the last couple months of the season. The pitch popped up, foul ball, back near the stands. Alfaro, he reaches in and makes the catch into the photographer's well. That's quite a play by Alfaro. Now just to the side of the screening.
Well, a great job of staying with it. I mean, Neros, he's got the big fastball, so a very effective split, and he comes in with 2 of those in a row. But right there, you see some of the guys, they run into that low wall and lose their concentration.
Wendell takes a strike. Wendell 0 for 3. A couple of strikeouts tonight. This one foul back. Well, the Rays came into this game. They're 12 games into the season. They played 8 one-run games, and here's another one-run game. And they were 2-6 in those one-run games.
Well, for the most part, the Rays, they've thrown the ball very, very well, and it's been scoring runs has been difficult at times.
Ground ball left side. Henry comes up throwing, and the hustling Wendell is thrown out. 5-3, so 2 up, 2 down against Neros. Rays down to their final out. Matt Duffy is the hitter. Still looking for offense. Pitch is wide, 1-0. Duffy had a base hit in the 7th. He's 1 for 3 tonight. Reached on an error in the 4th. And it's now 1-1 on the foul ball back. Now behind, 1-2, Duffy. Close right there. 2-2. Again, 3 balls, 2 strikes. 4. So Duffy draws the walk to keep it going, and that will get Malik Smith to the plate. Well, Alex drove in the 1 run the Rays have tonight. That came back in the 2nd inning. So the Rays keep their hopes alive down to their final out.
Well, get a mistake fastball over the plate and see what you can do with it. Harris hasn't exactly been sharp here tonight.
And this one down around his feet. Almost got him. Spreads him out.
Well, I was getting excited about that pitch too. They're coming with the fastball in, and you have visions of that pitch leaking back over the plate. Instead, it's way too far in, and Malik's goes down, getting out of the way.
Ball, no strikes. Duffy starts and stops. The pitch is wide. 2-0.
Well, the off speed, that split has been not very good here for Neris, and he's going to get a visit. Just not sharp.
So the Phillies will talk it over on the mound. Rays opening this 9-game homestand. They got the Phillies, Rangers, and the Twins in. So the next couple of days here, Rays will have Chris Archer and Jake Arrieta pitching tomorrow, and then it'll be Ben Lively against the bullpen on Sunday afternoon here. Coverage begins at 5:30 tomorrow, leading up to the 6:10 first pitch. Two 2-0. Malik swings, and it's a high fly ball into right field. Altair is there, and that's going to end it. No runs, a walk, and a man left for the Rays. 2-1 the final. The Phillies defeat the Rays. Ramos will get the win. Colomé the loss, and Neros the save for Brian Anderson and Michelle Margot. Dwayne Stats. Hope you've enjoyed the telecast. If not, the outcome with you tomorrow at 5:30 on Fox Sports Sun from the Trop. Good night, everyone.